I'm on the road again and ready for more grand days out around our beautiful country.
It's like we're driving through a little tunnel of happiness.
I've always been a massive fan of campervan holidays. And for the past few years, I've had a real beauty of my own, named after one of my heroes.
I'd like you to say hello to my wonderful campervan, Helen Mirren.
She's the perfect travelling companion.
You okay, Helen?
Yeah, I'm all right.
For a great adventure. Round the length and breadth of Britain. To find beautiful places.
Oh, this is gorgeous.
And hidden corners.
I did it, and I'm really, really proud that I did.
It's a celebration of some amazing sights.
It's absolutely brilliant!
Both big.
Oh my goodness.
And small.
It's the most beautiful thing in the world.
So saddle up.
Yes!
Yeah. And join me. On my grand days out. This time I'm exploring historic Oxford.
Always make sure you look up. It's really, really beautiful.
And the charming Chilterns.
That looks suspiciously like my Helen.
I'll be bowled over by local traditions.
This is an incredible honour.
And indulge some personal passions.
This is my theme park. This is where I get most adrenaline from. It's always good to start the day with a song. Said no one ever. When they listen to me.
This quintessentially English landscape of rolling green hills and charming villages lies just over an hour north of the hustle and bustle of London.
Oh, wow! Over a beautiful river.
And this fantastic landmark beside the hilltop village of Brill seems like the perfect place to get my bearings.
Always a pleasure. Right. Let's get the old map out. Secure the map. Thank you, Helen. That is the Brill Windmill behind me. I've always had a real fondness for a windmill. I think it's because of Jonathan Creek. I used to watch it when I was younger. Huge crush on Jonathan Creek, which, you know, is still there. The feeling's still there.
From Brill, I'm going to travel on to Oxford. I'll pootle around the beautiful Chilterns for a while before going full circle to complete my adventures back in the city of dreaming spires.
So we need to get going. It's a shame because this place is, I mean, it's really brilliant. I'm so sorry. I'm so sorry. It's Brill. It's brilliant. I'm so sorry. I'm so sorry.
And my adventure is taking me a few miles west to Oxford.
I had a friend who was at university in Oxford. Had a lovely weekend once. But I've never really explored the place. And this is a fabulous opportunity to really, really get to know it.
Named the City of Dreaming Spires for its stunning architecture, the centre is crammed with ancient colleges, beautiful libraries and incredible museums. So it's little wonder it's so popular.
Everywhere you look, there's a tour group. And I've got this unbelievable urge to just join one. See what language it's in. Got to be careful for bikes in Oxford. There's a lot of bikes. I don't know why I'm telling you safety information. I just want to make sure you're all right. Now this, very, very famous Oxford landmark. This is the Bridge of Sighs, as it's colloquially known. There's one in Venice, which I've actually seen. And it's beautiful. No need to sigh at the Bridge of Sighs.
Established in 1096, Oxford University is the oldest in the country, and at its heart is the Bodleian Library, one of the most popular tourist sites in the city.
Sorry. Traditional way of getting past people, sorry. One of the beautiful things I think about Oxford is that you come through a doorway and you end up somewhere like this. And it's full of other people doing this as well. I love it. Because that's what you want to do. And that's the most important thing when you're walking around. Always make sure you look up, appreciate the scale of it. Someone's graduating. Aww. Oh, that's nice. Aww. Honestly, Oxford's having a really weird effect on me.
And it was on these streets that a curmudgeonly detective and his classic old jag first appeared on our screens in 1987.
Oxford is, of course, synonymous with Inspector Morse. Now, I am an unashamed fan of that show. I remember, I think it was on Sunday nights on the sofa, just the lamps on, wondering who done it. With the incredible John Thaw just really embodying that incredible character. And being here, it's amazing because it's all around. I mean, Inspector Morse could be just round that corner. Oh no, I'd recognise the distinctive outline of Helen anywhere. There's been a kidnapping, but don't worry, because I am Inspector Morse-ish.
Clearly a case of professional jealousy, with a certain golden oldie taking back the limelight from new model Helen. Case closed. In Oxford, student life doesn't just revolve around study, study, study. For some, there's also row, row, row. Since 1829, male students from Oxford have been racing Cambridge in the university boat race. But it was a century before females began competing too. From the 1970s, lightweight teams were formed to allow more rowers to compete. And they've been making waves ever since. I've come to a boathouse just south of the city to meet head coach Nick Thomas and the lightweight team as they prepare for the next boat race.
Hi.
Good morning, everybody.
Hello, everyone. Tell me about the team. Are you students?
Yeah, so we're all students of Oxford University. Meg does English, quite a lot of us are sciencey, so we've got a bit of everything.
What do you need to be a good rower?
Grit and determination is quite like a big thing. Putting yourself like in pain for that amount of time requires a certain mental attitude, I think.
And the university boat race is as tough as they come. It takes just around 20 minutes to complete the 4¼ mile course on the River Thames, but it requires months of gruelling training.
I've always been intrigued. Is it the legs, the core, or the arms?
Definitely legs. Like legs are the powerhouses because like biggest muscles.
See, I think I'd be quite good because I do weightlifting. So you're going out in the water today. Can I go out as well afterwards as well? But I mean, I'm not gonna. Do you know what it is?
After you said about your strong legs, though.
Well, do you know what it is? I just sometimes feel they're young. I don't want to crush them with my ability.
Understood.
Because
Understood.
if they saw a 47-year-old woman who last time she was on a rowing machine was sick on herself, really performing, you know, it is about mental attitude, and I don't want to break that for you.
The team train hard in all sizes of boats, but thankfully the one I'm going on comes with an outboard motor, the perfect way to admire this beautiful stretch of the Thames.
Gosh, imagine living beside the river. I think that would be beautiful. The other morning we were out and Otter came up, chatted at me. And went, "Yeah." Oh, beautiful. Whole other world.
Not that Nick gives her team much time to enjoy the scenery.
Okay, let's just have full crew rowing down the way then. They're so nice and they're so enthusiastic. You have to love what you do.
Yeah,
they do it 11
you do.
times a week. They work really hard. They have horrible blisters and aching bodies.
Yeah.
And have to, dovetail their life in really carefully.
Yeah.
It's a team effort between them and me. So I have high expectations of them and they rightly have high expectations of me.
You're not just physically rowing, are you? You're dealing with the elements as well.
So you pull on harder on one side than the
see.
other. So as soon as the wind catches them, you can see how they're veering off.
Yes.
So it's a massive skill in itself to be able to steer and to row at your best.
You're doing great!
It's been great to see the amazing determination of this team. All I can say is the next boat race against Cambridge should be one to watch.
I have just the utmost admiration for them. And now I know that my strong legs mean I could actually be quite a good rower. I'm going to go back to the gym and give that machine another go. Can't promise I won't be sick again, but, they've given me self-belief. I can do it.
Coming up, I handle some rare treasures.
That one will cost you 20 grand.
And get up close to a little baby.
Not grown into his lips.
Bat. I'm having a grand day out touring around beautiful Oxford and the stunning Chilterns.
She's in the mood for it. We're all in the mood for it.
We're now heading to Haddenham, around half an hour away.
Because I'm going somewhere really special and I wouldn't want you to miss it.
This tranquil village is home to Tiggywinkles, which lays claim to the title of the world's busiest wildlife hospital.
Rescue animals are hugely important to me. I've got 6 rescue cats of my own. I sponsor a menagerie. Donkeys, monkeys, birds. They always say, you don't rescue an animal, they rescue you, and I think that's absolutely right.
Since it opened in 1978, it's rescued and treated over 300,000 wild animals and birds. And I've been invited behind the scenes to see how they do it.
So the first thing you see when you arrive is this board, and it just shows you the variety of animals that are here. So there's badgers and deer and hedgehogs and owls and bats and reptiles and thrushes and gulls. Oh, I just love them all.
The patients generally leave when they're well enough. But there's one old timer who's made this place home.
So this is Helmut, 102 years old, born in 1920. Looking very sprightly. Helmut at 102 has a turn of speed on him, which I would be grateful for. The other day, I watched a documentary for 3 hours because I couldn't be bothered to get off the sofa. Helmut, however, would have sprung into action, but he's quite happy wandering around there. That's lovely to see. 102? 102.
The amazing treatment the patients receive is the work of dedicated staff, like head nurse Sharon Jacobs.
Sharon, it's lovely to meet you. Tell me, is it a particularly busy time just now for you?
Yeah, so we're in our peak season, so this sort of time of year we can have over 100 casualties come in a daytime.
And lots of babies just now?
Yes, lots of babies.
The animals Sharon's taking me to meet may not be everyone's idea of cute, but I adore them, and this will be the first time I've seen one up close.
So in here we actually have 2 species of bat at the precise moment. So should we start with a pipistrelle first?
I'm quite overwhelmed because I absolutely love bats.
So this is a baby pip. And as you can see, he looks quite tiny, but if you open up his wings, he's actually, once he gets a bit bigger.
The pipistrelle is the smallest British bat, and the noctule the biggest. These babies came in after their tree was cut down.
In here, we actually got 12 noctules that actually need feeding. So he is technically the same age as that little pip.
It's so much bigger.
And if you actually just look with like his lips and the way his feet are, he still hasn't grown into him yet. So
He's not grown into his lips?
No. So he's a bit like, you know, when you've got your puppies and your kittens that are like
And
that.
their paws are too big for them?
Yeah, that's what he's at.
And the hope is that they're going to go back out?
Yeah, our aim is to get him all back to the wild. So as you can see, look, he's taken quite well. He likes his milk.
That is just the most glorious thing I've ever seen. How does that feel, though, being able to feed these creatures?
I love bats. I think
Do you?
I just think they're amazing. They have their own little characters. They're grumpy. They're just a bit like me. They're just great, and they love eating, as you can see, like me.
Bats are brilliant. You shouldn't be frightened of them. You should love them and respect them and learn about them. Oh, you wanted that, you wee soul. I have dreamt of meeting a bat for as long as I can remember, and it was incredible. The work that Sharon and everyone else does here and at rescue centres all across the country is magnificent. A beautiful place with beautiful people and beautiful bats. Anyway, back on the road. People are waving at Helen. I get that a lot. People can't quite believe. Is that Helen Mirren?
I'm back in Oxford and heading to a place that's welcomed more than a few global icons.
When you visit somewhere, you might have a list of must-sees, whether it's an art gallery or a museum. I like to find a good bookshop, and Oxford has one that is apparently magnificent.
Oxford is a city with a rich literary history, and since it first opened in 1879, Blackwells has grown to be one of the most highly regarded booksellers in the world.
There's just something about being in a bookshop that just lifts my mood. I think it's because I'm in a room with so many words.
And there are more words than most in the Norrington Room. When it was created in the 60s, this enormous space was recognised by the Guinness Book of Records as the single largest book room in the world.
This is my theme park. This is where I get most adrenaline from. I'm an adrenaline junkie for books, and I'm not ashamed of it.
The shop is crammed with books and fascinating stories about its famous visitors. One man who's met a few of them is academic manager Ulrich.
Hello, welcome to the Norrington Room.
It's wonderful. You know when you go into like a restaurant and there's a celebrity wall of like Gary Lineker had a curry there?
Yeah.
You've got that kind of as you come in the most respectful way.
But the Wall of Fame here is a lot more impressive than most.
We've had a huge range over the years of people, everyone from Muhammad Ali to authors like Margaret Atwood. Buzz Aldrin was here not so long ago. And one of the most random moments for me was walking down the stairs, and as I sort of approached travel, I noticed there were like 4 or 5 guys in black suits suddenly appeared out of nowhere. And then I noticed Bill Clinton was just quietly browsing one of the shelves. And that should be what it's all about, you know, it's for everybody.
But not just anybody can go where Ulrich is taking me next, the inner sanctum from where owner Basil Blackwell ran his empire.
I'm one of those people that loves walking through history where I know that someone might have been. I find that just so incredible that This office is here.
Pretty much the way in his day it would have been. You can see a lot of the things in here that he would have used in his daily work. And you've all...
Got a dry mouth thinking about this. It's amazing.
Yeah.
No wonder I'm overcome. I'm sitting in the very office where J.R.R. Tolkien, the creator of The Lord of the Rings, began his career.
Basil was the first person to publish Tolkien. In 1915, he got hold of a poem of Tolkien's called Goblin's Feet.
So as part of the publishing aspect of the business, he was spotting new talent.
Spotting new
talent. Imagine Tolkien, new talent.
Yeah, to be able to see and to really, you know, to make those choices. And he was very clever at that. And it made that publishing business huge. You know, it started out from nothing, literally nothing. And by the time it was sold, it was sold for 550 million in, I think, 2002.
And there's still a fortune to be found on the shelves.
There's something beautiful about first editions, signed copies of books I find absolutely thrilling.
Obviously, you know Oxford Centre for Inspector Morse?
Yes.
In fact, he used to drink in the pub downstairs. And this is the first edition of The Last Bus to Woodstock by Colin Dexter. That's Inspector Morse's first.
So this is the first edition?
That's the first edition.
Of the first book?
Of the first book.
Colin Dexter wrote with Morse in it.
And that's actually, he signed that one there. Now, that probably would have only been £2.50 when it came out.
£800.
I must remember to check my own bookshelves.
I did find another one that I thought you might be intrigued by, and that's Casino Royale, James Bond. So that one would have been 10 shillings and sixpence, but that one will cost you 20 grand.
Oh, I feel a little bit sick. This is the most thrilling thing.
I've written a few books myself, but handling these rarities has been a special honour. Speaking of which...
We thought you might like to sign the visitor's book. We only have a few spaces left in it. Everyone from Gorbachev to Clinton is in here, but also some of the great writers of our time. So we thought perhaps, as you are an author and you're here, you might like to sign.
This is an incredible honour to do this.
Fantastic.
That is the nicest thing I've ever signed in my entire life. Thank you so much.
You're very welcome.
It is a place full of history and stories and beautiful things. Not just the books, but the lovely people I've met.
Thank you for coming.
Coming up, I go all easy rider.
Wonderful way to see the countryside. And it's quite exciting as well.
And visit a historic tavern with an incredible royal secret.
King Charles II used to see one of his mistresses here.
I'm having a fabulous time exploring Oxford and the Chilterns.
I think Helen's going to enjoy the rolling hills of the Chilterns. I never know whether to overpronounce the R. Chilterns.
The Chilterns may get my tongue in a twist, but there's no denying their beauty.
Loving it, loving it, loving it.
I'm now heading south to a little place in the market town of Beaconsfield that encapsulates this charming part of England.
It's a magical land, this. It really is.
I've visited model villages across the length and breadth of Britain, but the Chilterns is home to the world's oldest Beaconscott model village and railway.
It's so sweet. And that looks suspiciously like my Helen.
This incredible place was built in 1929 after the wife of founder Roland Callingham politely suggested that either his indoor model railway went or she did. The models moved to a field across the road and the rest, as they say, is history.
This is my dream, and I honestly can see that conversation happening in my house, of my better half saying, it's me or the models.
But But I'm not just here for a spot of tiny sightseeing. I'm actually going behind the scenes to discover how a model village is run.
Oh, there's a train coming. There's a train coming.
And Chris Nixon is going to show me how this impressive model railway always sticks to its timetable.
This is one of the most exciting things I have ever seen.
So here we are at Marylou Signal Box. You are looking at a schematic diagram of the entire Gauge 1 railway. It is authentic 1930s real mainline signalling equipment.
No.
Absolutely.
So this was an actual...
Actually running the real life-size railway.
That is astonishing because, do you know what? It doesn't just run the railway here, it's a piece of history. This is a piece of railway history.
And today, Chris is letting me get my hands on the controls.
On the top of the lever frame, you've got black levers, which are the points, which will change the direction of the train. And the red levers are the signals, which allow it to proceed on that particular route. So if you'd like to pull number 11, you'll be starting the train on platform 1.
So pull it back.
There we go.
I think that is as beautiful as a work of art you would find in a museum. Utterly stunning. Thank you, darling.
Cheers.
My next stop is the workshop, where the village's tiny population is looked after by Lorraine Crowther.
Hi, nice to meet you.
Nice to meet you too. This is an amazing place. It's a big village. It's outside, so it's battered by the elements. Are you in charge of making sure that all of those figures, maintenance of them and such?
You have to keep taking them in because obviously all the paint peels and the birds take the balls.
The birds take the balls?
The croquet balls.
Oh, gosh,
they kept disappearing.
The croquet balls?
Yeah.
I wondered if there was bird attacks happening with some of the bird figures.
Even if the models were that detailed, I'm sure Lorraine could fashion some fresh bits.
These are all the components, all the body parts that I make my figures from.
In another world, this would be a serial killer video.
Yes,
this would be.
Yeah.
So you've got heads and arms.
Torsos. You name it, I've got it. Whatever you want, you can take.
So essentially you're God, that's what you're doing. You're a god here who's like Zeus creating the figures.
Well, I'd just like to say, you said it, not me.
While I'm here, is there anything that I can do to help you at all? Because I know you've got a big workload,
Well,
so is there anything I can do?
I thought you could finish off my horse. Let the talent flow.
I'd say this poor fellow is well overdue a fresh coat.
Is it a horse with no name?
Yes, it's a horse with no name.
I think I'm going to name the horse, though, for you, Lorraine.
Well, yes.
Yes. I think I'll name him Morris. Morris is looking not bad.
It's looking so much better.
What a privilege it's been to see what it takes to make the world's oldest model village look as good as new.
Lovely meeting you, Morris. I don't know why I curtsied to Morris the horse, but thank you very much, Morris. Lovely to meet you. I'll see you soon, Lorraine.
Yes,
see you later
okay.
on. Bye.
And to be allowed to make my own small mark. Well, it doesn't come much better than that. In the Chilterns, the real-life villages are just about as beautiful as Beaconscott.
Oh, wow. This is incredible. Beautiful little thatched cottages. It's like picture postcards.
I've come a few miles west to Hambledon, which is regarded as one of the most gorgeous villages of all.
You showed it to someone who's not from here, they'd go, that's a painting.
The Chilterns' good looks have made it an incredibly popular filming location, so they should be accustomed to stars like Helen dropping by.
Now, Helen, you know I love you, but I wanted to treat myself and be a passenger for a while.
Kids' classic Chitty Chitty Bang Bang was shot right here. And while there's no flying car for me, I'd say I've got the next best thing.
Hi, Ash.
Hi, Susan, how are you?
I'm great, how are you?
I'm very, very well.
Ash Fraser gives tours around the Chilterns on his impressive vehicle, Apparently it's the best way to see this beautiful area.
She's a 3-seat Mustang family boom trike. She's got a 1.8 litre engine and an automatic gearbox.
Beautiful.
Lots to see. Look out for our red kites today as well. They are flying.
Well, do you know what? There are so many of them around here.
There are over 1,000 pairs here in the Chilterns.
It's beautiful, and you can see the lovely fishtail. You can tell them immediately when they're above.
And you'll see the white underneath when you're sitting here.
I'm going to be sitting in the back here.
You're going to sit at the back, and I'm going to drive you today. I'm going to chauffeur you today.
Thank you very much indeed.
Because only the best for you.
Great, we'll get the helmet on and get started.
Let's go.
Brilliant.
Visors down, please.
Yep, down.
Protect your eyes.
Now I can just sit back and enjoy the ride.
It's really lovely to be driven for a change. And it's quite exciting as well. Wonderful way to see the countryside. You get a real sense of the speed. I mean, we're not going that fast, but it feels like you are.
This flying trip is certainly giving me those chitty vibes.
That is, I think, the best way to see the countryside.
Absolutely. You get the whole view, don't you?
Yeah.
You can see the red kites in the sky. You can take it all in.
Yeah. It's a full sensory, gorgeous ride.
Yeah.
I loved it.
And I can see why Hambledon is loved by Hollywood.
It's almost like it's been built as a film
It
set.
could be a
It's
movie
so
set.
perfect,
Couldn't
isn't it?
Yeah, yeah.
And it's lovely because it's got a village post office, rose bushes everywhere, village pub. It's gorgeous.
The Chilterns are filled with beautiful pubs, and a few miles away, there's one with more than a little bit of history behind it.
Wow.
The owners of the Royal Standard of England have traced its roots back to 1086 and claim it's the oldest free house in the country.
I do enjoy a pub where there's lots of different kind of nooks and crannies. You know, where you can hide away and have secret conversations. This is where I would be. Huge fire, a small sweet sherry. Just a small sweet cherry. It's one of these places, if these walls could talk, can you imagine? It's been here, it's in the Doomsday Book, this pub. Imagine all the things that have happened here. They've got a horseshoe there that says Highwayman's Horseshoe. Imagine, the dandy highwayman. Oh, I'm getting all into Adam and the Ants now.
Standing to deliver flagons of ale is the job of dandy bartender Phil.
So tell me, Phil, has this always been called the Royal Standard of England?
Royal Standard of England. For the first 600 years, we were the ship.
Uh-huh.
And I don't know why we were the ship.
Right.
But when King Charles II used to see one of his mistresses here, not Nell Gwyn, one of the others.
One of the others.
For favours rendered, he allowed us to change our name to the Royal Standard of England, and we're the only one in the country. Lots and lots of Royal Standards, but only one Royal Standard of England.
Wow. And has it kind of remained pretty much unchanged?
I've no idea. I wasn't around then. I just look old.
Surely you remember Nell Gwyn. Now, this has been used for filming locations, hasn't it?
Yeah, it has, yes. The bar scenes in Hot Fuzz were filmed here, but also things like Morse and Midsummer Murders.
So Midsummer Murders was here. It's quite recognisable.
More than once, several times.
More than once?
Yes, yes. We have a special name for one of our pies. It's called a Midsummer Pie, yes.
Midsummer, and what is the Midsummer Pie?
It's a chicken pie. It's called a Midsummer Pie because in one of the scenes, someone asked for a chicken pie and he was brought risotto and he said, "I want a chicken pie."
Midsummer pie? Oh, I could murder one of those.
Go, here's your chicken pie.
Thank you.
Enjoy your meal.
Thank you very much,
You're
darling.
welcome.
Thank
Bye-bye.
you. So, my midsummer chicken pie. Is absolutely gorgeous.
And you might be thinking, Susan, it's clearly a baking hot day. You're having a chicken pie with mash. That's not a light lunch. Do you know what it's not? That is exactly what I want. So if you excuse me, mainly because I want to lick the gravy off this plate and that might be impolite, so off you pop. Coming up, incredible Oxford throws up curious surprises.
I'm no David Attenborough, but I suspect he's a great white.
And enchanting delights. I'm nearing the end of my grand day out in Oxford and the Chilterns.
Oh, there we are. Okay, a little bit bouncy.
Helen has a spring in her step, and I have a song in my heart. Now we're heading to Headington, a leafy suburb of Oxford, to view something really rather odd.
You know, you see something, you think, did I just see that? Is that something I've just seen? I'm presuming that they know there's a shark in the roof because, I mean, it's fairly big. I'm no David Attenborough, but I suspect he's a great white.
They do indeed know there's a shark on the roof. This incredible 25-foot sculpture was commissioned in 1986 by the then homeowner as an artistic anti-war gesture.
Now, if that was me, I couldn't sleep for worrying about the damage and the possible ingress of water, but they seem to be fine about it.
The Headington shark certainly surprised the planning authorities, but they eventually agreed to let it stay. I think it makes a thought-provoking and beautifully eccentric addition to the city of dreaming spires.
There you go, Helen. Never let it be said I don't show her the sights of Oxford.
I doubt the River Cherwell a couple of miles away has ever been shark-infested, but it's certainly jam-packed with people. Oxford's punting tradition began in around 1860, when working boats began to give way to pleasure punts. And as if guiding a flat-bottomed boat with a very long stick wasn't difficult enough, in 1957 the pupils of Magdalen College School upped the ante by adding singing to the mix. I'm going to find out more about this choral challenge from the school's Director of Music, John Cullen.
At the end of every summer term, we have what's called the Oxford Festival of the Arts, and we sing madrigals from punts. So we tie 6 punts together. We have about 30 kids in the choir, and then about 700 people gather. And then at the very end, they sing a song called Weep, O Mine Eye. And the idea is that this is a farewell to the boys and girls and staff who are leaving at the end of this summer term.
I had a music teacher when I was at school who was so special and really quite changed my life, actually.
Oh, wonderful.
Did you have a music teacher that you remember from when you were at school?
It was my dad, actually.
Was it?
Yeah.
Really?
Yeah. So it was a kind of a classic thing. He asked me to play the bassoon. He said everyone needs a bassoonist, so I played the bassoon. I sang in the choir.
I've never heard that. Everyone needs a bassoonist. So you played the bassoon?
So, yeah, I played the bassoon. But then, of course, I rebelled and I grew my hair long and I played in a rock band.
Did you?
But I
Not the
obviously had to
bassoon.
still play
Not
the
the
bassoon.
bassoon. Do the kids at school know that you used to play in a rock band?
Yes.
Well, they certainly do now, John.
The photos, though.
Are the kids doing a rehearsal just now?
They are, yes. So they've been practicing on dry land first of all, and this is the first time with punts. So I trained up the punters yesterday.
Not easy to punt, is it?
And we've got quite a few obstacles in the way. So
Not
bridges.
You haven't done that deliberately for them.
Yeah. Trees.
Imagine if you said, right, your final exam is to punt down this river, sing, and by the way, we put some obstacles in the way.
Exactly, yeah. But I think they're doing well, so fingers crossed they'll get it right today.
Okay, so if I head over to that bridge, can I watch
That's it.
them? Is that
Come have a
okay?
look. Be lovely.
John, thank you very much. And thank you to all music teachers and directors of music, because I think I speak for a lot of us in saying, you know, you deeply affect our lives. Not quite sure what to expect. I mean, it's certainly a stunning backdrop. I was in the choir at school, but we stayed firmly on land. They've started.
The pupils sing madrigals, an elaborate form of medieval song that sounds enchanting in this elegant setting.
It's quite beautiful, it's magical, as they're singing as it goes under the bridge. And then we follow them as they come out the other side.
A wonderful song on a beautiful river in one of the most stunning cities on earth. What better way to end my grand day out?
I started my journey with the aim of exploring Oxford, the Chilterns, still can't say that properly, and its environ. And I've done it, and I loved it. I've seen bats, books, and boats. And as I said at the very beginning, it's brilliant. No apologies this time, because it is. It's brilliant.
Next time, I'm exploring gorgeous Cumbria.
The scenery is just drama.
I set sail on a childhood adventure.
Maybe they're pirates.
Indulge my inner artist.
This is how smartphones were invented.
And discover Wonderland.
It's like stepping into the pages of a Lewis Carroll novel.
All in this incredible place.
This view is just magnificent.